Hello, this is Geoff with In-Depth Studies. Today we're looking at the book of Joshua, chapter 11, verse 23. We are discussing the land promise to Israel that God initially gave through Abraham. It says this: "So Joshua took the entire land, just as the Lord had directed Moses, and he gave it as an inheritance to Israel according to their tribal divisions. Then the land had rest from war." Okay, this is the end of chapter 11, so it seems as though God has fulfilled his promise to Israel. But if you go to chapter 13, verse 1 of Joshua, it says this: "When Joshua had grown old, the Lord said to him, 'You are now very old, and there are still very large areas of land to be taken over.'" It was, whoa! At the end of chapter 11, it says he fulfilled the promise of the land to Israel. 13:1 says, oh, no, there's a lot more to be taken. Well, what do we do with that? Well, I think we need to understand that as far as God's promise to Israel is concerned, the literal promised land, God never intended it to include every square foot. And just all the major areas which Joshua conquered, but that's when that was done, then God says, promise fulfilled. Fact is, if you go to Joshua 21, go down to verses 43 to 45, it says this at the end: "So the Lord gave Israel all the land he had sworn to give their ancestors, and they took possession of it and settled there. The Lord gave them rest on every side, just as he had sworn to their enemies. Not one of their enemies withstood them. The Lord gave all their enemies into their hands. Not one of all the Lord's good promises to Israel failed. Every one was fulfilled." So what do we take home from this? Is that the land promise to Israel through Abraham was fulfilled by Joshua. But when it says fulfilled, it never meant every square foot. But as far as God was concerned, promise fulfilled. So here we're allowing God to interpret his own word. Thank you very much. Take care now.